A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
Tired of the everyday grind? Ever dream of a life of romantic adventure? Want to get away from it all? We offer you Escape.
Escape, designed to free you from the four walls of today for a half hour of high adventure.
You are standing in a moonlit street of a western cow town, alone and friendless. While moving slowly down on you, their horses crowding every exit, is a band of killers, each one of whom has been paid to shoot you dead.
Listen now as Escape brings you Ernest Haycock's unusual story, Wild Jack Rett.
Man that is born of woman hath but a short time to live, and is full of misery. He cometh up and is cut down like a flower. He flieth, as it were, a shadow. While we're praying, a couple of you boys start throwing some dirt on the sheriff. O Lord, with whom do live the spirits of them that be dead, and in whom the souls of them...
And that same evening, a committee of the leading citizens of Red Mesa gathered together at Mayor Wayne's home to decide upon a new sheriff.
All right, gentlemen. Now, sit down. Let's get this settled. Gentlemen, we've got to have a sheriff Todd Mallon and his kind can't kill. We need the toughest gunfighter available. And I want to propose we send for a man some of you may have heard of, Jack Rett.
Just a minute, Mayor Wayne. Let me speak.
All right. Go ahead, Bohellen.
Now, gentlemen, I run a saloon, and I run it with only men who bring any money at all into Red Mesa. Cowpunchers coming up the Chisholm Trail with Texas cattle. If you give them Jack Rett instead of a little fun, I and the rest of this town will go broke.
We'll chance that, Bohellen. We'll chance that.
Yeah?
Chance it.
What about Matt Trebner? What's he got to say?
I've nothing to say, gentlemen. As U.S. Deputy Marshal for the district, my job is strictly outside Red Mesa.
You know anything about Jack Rett, Trebner?
Just for reputation. He's a professional town tamer, and I've heard he's the most cold-blooded killer that ever drew a gun.
Travener's right. We can't afford a man like that here because...
We sure can't.
Gentlemen,
Gentlemen.
Now, let's put it to a vote. All in favor of sending for Jack Rett, raise the right hand. 5-1. Matter settled, gentlemen. Good night.
You'll wait and see Mary, Traveler?
If you don't mind, Mayor.
Of course, sit down. She'll be out in a minute. Yeah, Bohellen's pretty mad, but after Jack Rett's here for a while, at least there'll be less gunfighting.
There'd be less anyway if Todd Mallon were out of the way. But he's a hard man to catch.
Yeah, you've done all you can, Traveler.
Yeah.
Good evening, Father. Hello, Matt.
Good evening, daughter.
Hello, Mary.
Well, Matt Travener, aren't you going to kiss me?
Sure.
Your mother, God rest her soul, didn't behave like that when we were engaged.
The war changed things, Father.
Yes, I know, but not for the better. Well, I'm off to bed. Don't stay up too late now. Good night.
Good night, dear.
Good night.
You look worried, Matt.
Do I?
Tell me about it.
Well, it's just that they're sending for a new sheriff. A legal killer named Rett. He has quite a reputation. There'll always be men to challenge him.
That means more gunfighting. Is that it?
I'm afraid so. It's a bloody way to peace, Mary.
I know. Well, let's not worry about it now. Come on, I'll fix some coffee for us.
Three weeks later, Wild Jack Rett rode into Red Mesa. He was 38 and at the peak of his reputation. He stood well over 6 feet, better than 200 pounds of plain sinew. Tawny blonde hair grew long in the frontier style, and his features were boldly aquiline. He was a picturesque man until one looked at his eyes, which were large and pale blue, and had the disconcerting trick of remaining too steadily on people. There was to be seen in them the suggestion of inhumanity. He sent word to the committee that he would meet them at the mayor's office that evening.
Well, it's 8 o'clock now. Where is he?
He's in town. That's bad enough.
Now, be a sport, boy, Ellen. We took a fair vote on Rett.
You'll learn the
Here he
hard
comes
way.
now. Here he comes. Here he comes. Comes over there.
My name is Jack Rett. I have your offer.
I'm Peter Wayne, mayor of Red Mesa. Do you accept it?
That depends on what you want. Tell me.
Well, Rett, this is a difficult town. The Chisholm Trail lies just across the river, and we get most of our money from the riders passing through with Texas cattle. We want them to have a decent time for their money, but we don't like a lot of gunplay and killing.
I've always been accustomed to complete authority, Mayor. I presume to know my job, and I won't have interference.
Well, that's agreed, Rett. Oh, by the way, the last sheriff had a rule that riders leave their hardware at his office. He had trouble enforcing it.
Poor rule. Let them pack their guns.
It gives the wild ones a fair chance at you.
I never give a man a fair chance at me. Is that all, gentlemen?
Bohelen's saloon was the usual deadfall, with a huge bar along one side of the room and gaming tables toward the rear. Next morning, Bohelen stood tapping the mahogany of the bar with his fingertips and staring thoughtfully at nothing.
Good morning, Bohelen.
It's noon, Samus.
Draw me a beer, Mike. Where's the new sheriff, Bohelen?
Right over there at the corner table. Came in just before you did.
Oh?
Barkeep, bring me a cigar and a glass of rye.
Now he's going to clean and reload his 6 guns one at a time.
By golly, he is. How'd you know?
It's an old gunman's trick to impress the citizens.
But there's no one here. Oh, except you and me.
It's to impress me.
Oh. Oh. Well, goodbye, Bohelen. And Mike?
You got something to say to me, Bohelen?
Yes. Yes, I have. You're smart, Red. I recognize that. But your record for killing is too severe. My business depends on an open town. The reform element got you, and I'll go along for now. Just remember one thing. I can break you, Red, anytime.
I was waiting for that, Bohelen.
I guess we understand each other.
Hello.
Any luck, Matt?
Yeah, just a morning's ride.
Matt, here's Jack Rett. Rett is Matt Travener, U.S. Deputy Marshal for the district.
Glad to know you, Rett.
You're young.
Don't be misled. Rett, your job is in town. Mine is everything outside. So I'll either back you up here in Red Mesa or I'll leave you strictly alone.
I'll handle Red Mesa.
All right. One more thing. I want Todd Mellon. If he comes to town again, he'll have to be taken. Will you do that or shall I?
What is he?
Outlaw.
His main line is plain robbery. Now I want him for killing Jim Speed.
Let me handle Mallon.
Why?
Killing's my trade. Man doesn't live with enough animal instinct to get me.
Maybe. But to kill you would build a man's reputation considerably.
Just so.
Well, good luck, Rett.
There was peace for a full week in Red Mesa. And then on Saturday night, Matt Travener's prediction came true. Jack Rett was at his customary post just opposite Bohelen's saloon, sitting in a chair on the porch of the Chinook Hotel, obscured by the shadows and watching the crowd, his cold, pale eyes half concealed by cigar smoke. Trouble found him thus.
Evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Sheriff.
Hello, cowboy.
That's a lot of killing for one sheriff. 3 men. I don't like it.
Well, forget it, Fred. Have a drink and forget it.
You're Bohelen, ain't you?
That's right. You come on, I'll have one in the house. Mike, fix him up.
I can pay for my own. You never gave him a chance. What kind of sheriff you got stands in the shadow and kills one man and then jumps 50 feet from his gun flash and shoots down 2 more? Those boys never had a chance at it.
Right. Drink your drink, cowboy.
That was the most merciless killing I ever seen. He's a butcher. I wish I had the chance.
This is my game. There are fools to play it. Never buck a man who's spent his life learning to kill, son. Get out of town. Get out now.
Rett, what if I...
Don't try it, son. Don't let your anger destroy you. Drift. Go on, drift.
Yeah, blast your town. I can hold my thirst another 200 miles up the trail. Come on, boys. We'll send word back to Texas to go round Red Mesa and let it dry the powder.
It won't do, Rett.
It'll do, Bohelen. Barkeep, bring me a glass of rye on the house.
Rett stood with his back to the bar, holding his drink and a thin black cigar carefully in one hand. He stood there for about 10 minutes. Then trouble came again.
It's Todd Mallon. He's riding in with 4 men.
Close the games. Open the back doors. Well, Jack Rett, now let's see you shoot down Todd Mallon and 4 men from the shadows.
Good night, Bohelen.
You can sometimes find stories in daily life that are as exciting and dramatic as anything dreamed up by the writers of fiction. Take, for example, the story of the C-47 that landed at our air base in Frankfurt, Germany. This plane was from the Czechoslovak National Airline, and it was supposed to be in Czechoslovakia. But the pilot and 5 passengers aboard had a different idea. For 2 years, they had carefully worked out the details of this flight over the Iron Curtain, and their planning paid off when they made good their escape. But why did they do it? Well, before the communists took over, Czechoslovakia had been a free country. Its constitution was modeled after our own. Its presidents had been men of honor and stature. But all that was changed under the new order. Strange things began to happen. Purges of innocent people, confiscation of property, strict supervision of press and radio, and even of thought itself. That was the reason these 6 people seized control of the plane and turned it to the west. They made their way to freedom, because they wanted freedom as their way.
And now, back to Escape.
When word came to Bohelen's saloon that Todd Mallon was riding into Red Mesa with 4 men, Jack Rett simply walked out, crossed the street to his office, sat down, and waited. 20 minutes later, Todd Mallon had arrived and departed, and not a shot fired. Then Jack Rett went quietly to bed. But early Sunday morning, he was back in his office.
Come in.
Good morning, Rett.
Well, Travener,
There's talk, Rett.
I expect that.
Rett, you told me you'd handle Mallon if he came to town.
Yes, Travener.
Well, they say Mallon rode into town last night with 4 men. Rode right up to this office, got down, and came inside. That you and he stood here with this desk between you, talking. And that a few minutes later, Mallon left and rode out of town.
I play the game my own way, Travener. I don't want interference from anybody.
People are saying maybe you and Mallon made a deal of some kind, and it...
Well, now, somebody's breaking the saddle. Know who it could be, Travener?
No, I don't.
It's a rifle. Sounds like one of those 7-shot Spencers.
That's old Hack Crow.
Who's he?
An old trapper. Comes to town every few months, sells his furs, and gets drunk. Goes a little crazy. Jim Speed always laid him in jail to sober.
Yeah, I'll take a look.
You better stop him, Rett.
He's only got 2 shots left. That'll satisfy him. I doubt if he'll reload.
And if he notices us and decides to shoot?
Then I'll have to kill him. Who's that coming out of Bohelen's?
Ewald Bay, gambler.
He's a fool.
Hack killed Bay. Ain't you going to stop him, Rett?
No, let him go.
Rett, the town is your territory, and I won't interfere. But why did you refuse a fair shot at Hack Crow? Ewald Bay is dead.
Which is the more useful citizen, Travener? Crow or Bay? West is full of gamblers.
There was considerable talk that day in Red Mesa over Jack Rett's aloof and cruel calm in condoning a shooting that had occurred under his very eyes, within reach of his formidable guns. Then, mid-afternoon, a rider came up from the prairie and reported finding old Hack Crow dead in a coulee, dry gulched and robbed. Mayor Wayne heard about it and went to Bohelen's saloon to hear more.
Well, good evening, Mayor.
Hello, Bohelen. Shot of brandy.
What do you think of your great Jack Rett now, Mayor?
It looks bad.
Oh, now look, Mayor, everyone knew Hack Crow carried his profits in his pocket. He always did that. So Rett allowed him to leave, and Todd Mallon and his men were waiting for him in the coulee. It's as simple as that.
We have no proof of that, Bohelen.
Oh, no? Now, why didn't Rett take Mallon when he rode in here last night? Because they made a business arrangement, that's why.
Well, it doesn't look good, but...
Barkeep, a glass of rye.
I don't want to talk to Rett yet. I'm leaving. Good night, Bohelen.
Good night, Mayor. Here, Mike. Give me that rye. I'll take it over to the sheriff myself. Here's your drink, Sheriff. Mind if I sit down?
Game never changes, Bohelen. I know what you're going to say.
I warned you I could break your Rett.
It's an old story to me. Every town's got one insider who plays along with the outlaws. I knew you'd be that one here when I first saw you. Running a saloon, you'd know when a cattle buyer was riding out of town carrying specie, when the overland stage was loaded with gold. But there was a quarrel over the split of profits between you and Mallon, and you fell apart. That's always the way.
Very
it's
true.
An old story, Bohelen. I know it by heart.
Very shrewd, Rett, but you can't play the same game.
All sheriffs are supposed to be crooked.
You and Mallon had an agreeable little chat last night. Did he make you a good offer, Rett?
Maybe I should accept this offer, Bohelen, just to keep you two split. Maybe I should do that.
Rett, I've seen sheriffs come and go. It's a chancy trade.
Sheriffs die. They all die. It's only a question of time.
You're a hard one, Jack Rett.
You make your peace with Mallon. Otherwise, you'll have little chance of getting rid of me, Bohelen.
It may be that way.
I would not be surprised. I always expect the worst of men, and am seldom disappointed.
It was turning dark as Jack Rett left Bohelen's saloon. Crossing the street, he walked into his office, but continued on out through the back door. A few minutes later, he stood in the gathering shadows opposite the OK stable and watched Bohelen ride out and drift into the prairie to the south. He knew now what to expect. It would happen soon, perhaps tomorrow. He returned to his office and slept the night there.
Come in.
Oh, well, good morning. Rett, I want you to meet Mary Wayne.
Miss Wayne, very proud.
I wanted to know you.
To meet him, Mary, not to know him. Rett lives in a closed world.
You see that? I have no friends.
We're to be married on Thursday, Mr. Rett. I should like you to be there.
I'd be most happy. Thank you.
Mary, will you wait outside? I have some business to discuss with the sheriff.
Of course, Matt. Don't be long. Goodbye, Mr. Rett.
Goodbye, Miss Wayne.
Rett, this afternoon I'm leaving to find Todd Mallon. You had your chance and you let him go.
Wait, Traveler, wait.
I've tried patience, Rett. I'm a poor hand.
Traveler, you have a fine girl. If it is not presuming, let me congratulate you and compliment her.
Thank you. Is that all?
I'll take care of Mallon.
Rett, I want to believe you.
No man wearing a star should believe anybody. It's a weakness, haven't I told you?
I'm blessed if I quite understand you, Rett.
Then understand this. Every man has his time. When it comes, he knows it. There's no turning back. Nothing makes any difference then, except to stand up to the finish and go out in decent style.
Yet you're the man who never believes in giving another man a break.
Don't try to understand me.
You want help with Mallon?
I have no faith in help.
Mom?
Coming, Mary.
Wait, Traveler. I'll suggest this much. Take one man and ride due north to where the cattle trail crosses Tempest Creek. Be there tonight. You understand?
Rett, I'd hate to oppose you.
If you did, you'd lose. I've been 15 years at this, Traveler, which is 5 years beyond average luck.
That evening, Jack Rett took up his post on the porch of the Chinook Hotel, dressed in his best. A suit of black broadcloth swelling around the big, uncompromising shoulders, a hard white shirt, and a blood-red Windsor tie. He sat there, calm behind the smoke of his cigar, waiting.
Did he, Rett? Oh. Hello, Mayor Wayne. Oh, Mayor, have you seen Traveler?
He rode north this afternoon. Be back tomorrow, he said.
Good.
Where's the sheriff?
Here I am.
Rett, listen. I just come up South Creek. And Todd Mallon and 6 men were only a quarter mile behind me, heading into town.
All right, friend. Take cover.
Yes.
Rett stood up and moved into the shadow at the end of the hotel porch. Across the street, Bohelen appeared in the full glow of the doorway of his saloon.
Come out of the dark and meet your friends, Jack Rett. What are you afraid of? It's only Mallon riding in to see you.
Thieves fall out, but the urge for profits bring them together again.
You should have known it, Rett.
Nothing surprises me.
Well, there you are, Rett. It's a surprise to find you exposing your great reputation right out there in the middle of the street.
Every man has his time. Want to try it, Bohelen? Or will you wait for help?
I'll wait.
The arriving horses came up into the moonlit street and halted at the corner of the saloon. Bohelen's hand lifted toward the group, and at that order the horsemen spread out until they were flank to flank, all across the street. Todd Mallon advanced from the line and stopped, square and alert above the saddle. Jack Rett stood alone in the middle of the street, his eyes flashing a hard fury. Then he dropped his cigar and ground it beneath a boot. It was a final gesture.
How are you, Malin? Goodbye, gentlemen.
And next day, Red Mesa buried some more men out on the hill and talked of Jack Rett, who was more of a mystery to them now than when living. To all of them but one, Matt Trabner.
Nobody knows a killer's world, Mary. There wasn't any room in Jack Rett for much pity, but he sent me away to save me from what he knew was coming. I think that was a kindness, though I had no fear.
It was a fine thing for him to do, Matt. But they say he stood in the middle of the street to face them all in the light. Why? It wasn't his style.
As long as he was sure of himself, he never gave anybody an even chance, Mary. But killers live and die by instinct. And somewhere along the evening, he got the warning. After that, it was just a matter of pride. And he killed Malin and Bo Helen before he died. Standing up and in good style. That's a sort of greatness, isn't it?
Under the direction of Norman MacDonald, Escape has brought you Wild Jack Rett by Ernest Haycox, adapted by John Meston and starring John Boehner. The narrator was Parley Bear. Featured in the cast were Harry Bartell, Lawrence Dobkin, Georgia Ellis, Howard McNear, Herb Ellis, Peter Leeds, and Lou Krugman. The special music for Escape is composed and conducted by Leith Stevens. Next week.
You are standing in inky blackness, looking up a long flight of stairs, at the top of which lurks something unbelievably evil, while in the moving shadows behind you, coming closer to you, is the shadowy figure of something that could only come from a nightmare.
So listen next week when Escape brings you Anthony Ellis's terrifying story, I Saw Myself Running.
George Walsh speaking. Escape is a regular presentation of the United States Armed Forces Radio Service.
Now 9:30, WCBS, AM and FM, New York. Tired of the everyday grind? Ever dream of a life of romantic adventure? Want to get away from it all? We offer you Escape. Escape, designed to free you from the four walls of today for a half hour of high adventure. this terrifying story, I saw myself running.
You through the magazine section, sweetie?
No, but it's all right. Here.
Well, then, if you're not through...
No, you have it.
Thanks. Want the women's page?
No, thanks. Sorry. I had the strangest dream last night.
Huh? Anybody we know?
Don't be funny. If you stop reading for a minute, I'll tell you about it.
Okay.
I was scared.
Well, why didn't you wake me up?
Why? It wouldn't have done any good. It was a nightmare, I guess. You know, the kind where you see yourself running away from something or from somebody.
Too much beer.
I want to ask you. It's very important.
You tell me.
Do you notice how sometimes in a dream, everything is happening to you and then suddenly you find yourself standing there watching yourself, and you say to yourself, it's a dream, and I don't have to be frightened because in a minute I'll wake up.
Well, I guess so. Something like that, I guess.
Well, last night, a lot of other nights, Freddie, it's been different. It starts the same way, like any other dream, I suppose, but then I'm running away. Somebody I don't know is following me, and then two of us, both me, running.
Coffee still left?
Freddie?
So, honey, I don't know anything about dreams. If you're asking me what I think it means, I don't know. Offhand, I'd say that last bottle of beer. Coffee. Thanks.
Freddie? Nothing. How do you explain a dream? You don't. You can't. At first it's frightened you, and then as the morning passes it fades, and by lunchtime it's forgotten. Freddie and I went to bed early that night. I think I was a little surprised when it began again. I didn't realize I was asleep yet. But it was there. The same as the last time. A face. Only a face. Not unkind. Not anything. And it was so far away. And around it was a piece of cardboard with circles drawn on it. The face in the center. And it went round and round. First turning a dot, and then it came closer, and the noise came with it. And everything was spinning so much it made me dizzy, but I could always see it, right side up. It was very close to me, and the face was somebody I'd never seen before. It was a man, I think, and I knew that he didn't care, and I wanted to cry. Then it was gone. I was alone in a big hall, and I thought I'd seen the place before, but I couldn't have done because I knew it was only a dream. Even then, I knew I was dreaming because I could see myself. There was a wide staircase going up into a dark place that was higher than any place I'd ever seen. I was at the foot of the stairs, looking up, and my face was frightened. I saw myself open my mouth to say something, to call upstairs into the dark.
Don't come down, please don't. I don't want to see you. I'm afraid. Don't come down.
But I'd never heard myself before, not really. I'd always thought I'd said things in dreams, but not this way, not so that I really heard. And the voice wasn't my own. I found myself looking up the staircase with her, and there were two of us standing next to each other, touching. I could feel her hand. It was warm.
You mustn't come down.
Who is it?
I don't know, Susan. I never know. But it's up there, in the shadows.
It's too dark. I can't see anything. What does it look like?
Well, listen. Sounds right. I'm afraid. He'll come down soon and I'll try to run, but I won't be able to get away. It's always the same.
This is a dream. It's a dream. I'm having a dream. I can wake up now if I want to.
I'll be here alone then. You always leave me here alone.
That's silly. How can I leave you alone when you're me? It's only a dream. I can wake up now.
Oh, no. You've got to stay this time. Look up there. He'll be coming down in a minute. We'll have to run.
I won't run.
I always do. I have to.
No, I want to see it.
It'll kill you if you stay.
How do you know? You haven't even seen it.
You'll kill me, too. I'm afraid.
This is a dream. There's nothing to be afraid of.
It's coming down. Run! Run!
We ran, both of us. And all this time, in all my dreams, that girl I'd seen hadn't been me at all. And then the great horned parakeets weren't there. We were in a lovely garden, and it was very quiet, except for a single bird. And it sang strangely and sadly.
Why do you dream?
What a silly question. Everybody dreams. If you didn't dream, I wouldn't have to be here. I wouldn't be afraid all the time. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's warm. So peaceful. Look at the roses. And the caterpillars.
I'm afraid of caterpillars.
I used to be. I'm not anymore.
I'm still afraid of them.
I remember the first time you dreamed of them.
You'd been frightened when one crawled on your hand. You were very small then. That's the first time I had to be afraid of them.
That was a long time ago. I don't mind them now.
I do. I mind everything you think you've forgotten. Oh, look, there's one crawling on my shoe. Will you squash the caterpillar? I can't. I'm afraid.
All right. What is this place?
It's an airplane.
I've never been in an airplane before.
I know. I'm afraid of them. I fell off. It will be such a long time for me to know that I'm going to die. I don't want to fall.
Hold on to me. You won't fall. It's only a dream. You see, Buddy's the pilot, and he can't fly. I know he can't.
You keep saying that.
What?
It's only a dream. Doesn't matter to you. You can wake up. I can't. I have to stay. I have to live with this all the time.
Where are we going?
I don't know.
Look, the plane's breaking up.
We're going to fall. We're going to fall now.
It'll be all right. We've got our parachutes on. I know. You have to count to 3 or 10, and then pull the ring. I've seen them do it in the movies. It'll be all right. We'll jump.
No, I can't. I can't.
We've got to. It's such a nice, floating sensation. I've no idea we were so high. I've got to count to 10 and pull the ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can't find it. I can't find it. It won't work. I'm going to die. I'm falling. I'm going to die.
Honey. Susan, wake up. You're sleeping. Susan.
Freddie.
No. It's all right. You're okay now. It was a nightmare.
Turn on the light.
There. See?
I was falling. I fell out in an airplane. I was going to die.
Oh, darling. It was that TV show we watched.
Freddie.
It's all right. I love you. You don't have to be afraid. You're right here. Everything's fine, and it's nearly 4 o'clock. Come on. You climb in with me.
Freddie, I don't want to dream anymore. I'm afraid. It was like last night. The other night. It was.
Now, listen, Susan.
Freddie, look at me. Do I sound the same?
Honey, you...
Do I sound the same? There's 2 of us. When I go to sleep, when I dream, there's another woman there. That's who I've been seeing all these years. It's not me. It's someone else. She's there all the time. Freddie, I don't want to dream anymore. Something's going to happen.
I'm afraid.
Now, back to Escape.
Freddie took me to the doctor, and I tried to tell him about the dreams. And when I finished, he examined me, tested my heart, blood pressure. Then he said,
Susan, you're tired. That's what's the matter with you.
But I haven't been doing anything to be tired. Really, I haven't.
You're overwrought. It could be a vitamin deficiency, any number of little things, but it's not serious. You're in good shape. Now, what you need is to get away for a few days.
I feel all right. It's just that dream. The girl, the one who looks like me.
I want you to forget about that dream. It's only because you're tired that you had the dream in the first place. Now, I'm going to give you a sedative to take just before going to bed. A few nights' good sleep, and you'll be fit as a fiddle.
I don't want to dream anymore. That's all. He patted me on the arm, smiling. Freddie smiled. And I took the little box of sedative pills home with me. I couldn't tell them. I couldn't make them understand. It wasn't just a dream. It was something that was happening. Really happening. And that night, I decided that I wouldn't sleep. I'd stay awake. And if I was awake, I couldn't dream. After Freddie was asleep, I got up and went into the living room. I got a new library book and I began to read. It was 11 o'clock then. I'm dead. I wish we had something to make me stay awake. This is silly. I'm a grown woman. Why should I behave like a child? But I'm afraid. Who is she? That girl. It's not a dream. And because it's not, I'm not going to sleep. I'm not. Then what time it gets late, the easier I'm tired. I'll read some more. Make some coffee. At 7 o'clock, I got back into bed and pretended to still be asleep when Freddie got up. I heard him making coffee, then came back in, kissed me, left for the office. Somehow I stayed awake the whole day. I tried to buy something at the drugstore to stop me from sleeping, but they wouldn't give it to me without a prescription. And then Freddie called to say he had to entertain some out-of-town people that night. After that, I had to lie down in the living room couch because I felt sick. It was 8 o'clock. I'm not going to go to sleep. I'm not going. I won't. No, but I don't feel well. I just got to lie down a little while. I won't sleep. In a minute, I'll be all right. Get up. Just a minute. In a minute. I'm so tired. There's that big hall again, in the staircase. I can see her, looking up into the dark. You didn't come last night. I know. I was waiting here.
It didn't come down, though. The thing up there. You couldn't have been here. You're only me in a dream. And when I go dream, you're not here. I'm always here. I have to see the things happen. Things don't really happen in dreams. It's imagination. No, it isn't. Look up there. In the dark. It's up there. Waiting. Soon it'll start to come down. How do you know? It does. And we'll have to run. But if we run, we can't see it. Perhaps if we didn't run and we saw it, we wouldn't be afraid anymore. Oh, no. Listen. It's going to come down. I know it is. We won't run. We'll wait for it. I can't. I'm afraid. You're me. I'm not afraid now. You can't be. Look. The darkness at the top of the stairs seemed to move, take shape. And I heard her screaming. I saw myself screaming. But it wasn't my voice. It was the girl I stood next to. And slowly, painfully, she turned away from the stairs and tried to run. It was like a slow-motion picture. Her legs moved, but she stayed in the same place. Then the darkness started to come toward us. It swirled on the stairs, and there was a figure in it, and a face. But the mouth, it wasn't a mouth at all. It had no form. And the face changed and grew bigger, came closer, and louder and awful flashes. And I saw myself running. We were standing in a narrow stone passageway. It was cold and damp. And the other girl, who wasn't me, was holding a gun. We both were. And we looked behind us because around the corner, out of sight, it was following. I heard the telephone ringing. I couldn't understand how there could be a telephone in that place. I'm tired. I can't run anymore. We'll rest for a minute. I wish somebody would answer the telephone. You do it. It turns there's no telephone. How can it be? Because this is only a dream. And if I wake up, I'll answer it. It's on a table at the end of the couch. I can wake up and answer it. No, you can't. I won't let you. I'm not going to stay here alone. I've got to wake up. You can't now. Listen. We've got to run again. They'll catch us. No. Hurry. The cold horror behind us. And I ran, following a twisted passageway. And I knew the telephone had been my last chance. My last chance to wake up. And I hadn't. I couldn't. There's a light ahead. She won't dare to follow us into the light. Are you tired? Are you? No. It's funny how we seem to almost float. I'm not tired at all. I don't think we need the guns now. I'm going to throw mine away. I'm not. I'm afraid of guns. I used to be. I'm not anymore. Wait a minute. There's two men. You see? In the entrance? Yes. I wonder they're there. Maybe they'll try to stop us from getting out. I've got the gun. Oh, I shouldn't have thrown mine away. It'll be all right. Come on. It's Freddie. Freddie and Dr. Peters. I know. Freddie! It's me. Susan.
Stay where you are, Susan. Don't get any closer.
But it's following us. We've got to get out.
You'll have to go back.
No!
Go back, Susan. Go back into the passage.
No!
You can't come out anymore, Susan.
But I must. Let me talk to them, Susan. You let me talk to them. I'll take care of it. You'll see. I saw her walk slowly to the entrance. Her hair was light. There was sunshine. And the three of them talked very quietly. I couldn't hear what they were saying, but I knew it was about me. And ever so faintly, I heard the sound of the thing that was waiting somewhere in the blackness of the passage. She was pointing at me. And Freddie was laughing. It made me angry. So angry that I forgot to be afraid. I ran over to them, and as I did so, they blocked the entrance, using their arms to keep me back.
She's told us all about you, Susan. It's taken a long time to find you out.
Stop it. There's no such person. She's me. She's Susan. This is only a dream. I can wake up whenever I want. Stop it! Stop it, it's true. Ask her, she'll tell you.
My dear Susan, how can we ask her if you say she doesn't exist? You're tired, overwrought.
Why not? You mustn't say that. It isn't true. Please, let me out. I'm cold. I'm afraid.
You kept her down here all your life. Now, because you're afraid and cold, you expect us to let you out and make her go back inside.
Freddie, it's me. I'm your wife. Freddie!
I've always been fair. I want to be fair this time. Oh, yes. We have to be fair. True? What do you think? Should we let her out?
Oh, no. She'll only wake up and leave me here. I want to wake up this time. Let her stay. You're crazy. She's not Susan. I am. She's nobody. She's in the dream. Stop it. Please.
We have to be fair. We really do. If you only weren't so tired, so overwrought, I suggest we take a vote. Yes, that's eminently fair. A vote.
I think so, too.
We'll vote yea or nay on the proposition. That's the way it's done at board meetings in my office. Yea or nay. We let her out? Yea. We don't let her out? Nay. Phil?
No.
Doctor? Nay. And I cast my vote. Nay. The vote has been taken and duly recorded.
You can't let me stay here.
I think that you'd better talk to her, Susan. You're a woman. It's better that way. Doctor and I will wait for you outside.
All right. But don't be afraid. You don't have to be afraid now. That comes later when you have to go back into the passage. When I wake up. You can't wake up. Never. You're not allowed. I want to tell you something. When I wake up, I'm not going to be like you. I'll never dream ever again. You're going to stay here alone, just the way you made me do it all your life. You can run. You can run and never be able to escape. But I shan't come here to be with you. Listen, it's waiting for you. Can you hear it? No, please, don't leave me. Please, don't get me. Please. You won't get you if you keep running. But you mustn't ever stop. I'm afraid. I'm afraid. Oh, please, don't let me go back. I'm scared. I've got to wake up. Please. I'm afraid. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm running. It's running. Please. Please. I think I'll wake up now.
Are you all right? Susan. I called you, but there was no answer. I was worried. You all right? Feeling better? You look better. Say, you know what? I've arranged to take 5 days off from the office. We'll go up to the mountains. That's what the doctor ordered. How about it?
Sounds wonderful.
I figured if we... Susan.
Yes, sir?
Your voice. It sounds funny.
My voice? Oh, well, it's me. It's the only voice I've got.
But it doesn't sound like you. Are you sure you're...
Oh, silly. How can it be me and not sound like me? Oh, you are silly. Give me a kiss.
Susan. What's the matter with your voice?
Directed by Anthony Ellis, starring Georgia Ellis as Susan, with
Standing Hill as Sue. Featured in the cast were John Stevenson and Edgar Bellier. Editorial supervision is by John Beston. And the special music for Escape is composed and conducted by Lee Stevens. Next week, you are standing on the bridge of a tramp steamer, a ship captain, sailing through the vast emptiness of the ocean. While on the deck below you, the crew, a desperate gang of cutthroats and murderers, are waiting for a signal which will give them your ship and bring you your death. So listen next week when Escape brings you Anthony Ellis's exciting story, The Tramp.
Tired of the everyday grind? Ever dream of a life of romantic adventure? Want to get away from it all? We offer you Escape.
Escape, designed to free you from the four walls of today for a half hour of high adventure.
You are standing on the bridge of a tramp steamer, a ship captain, sailing through the vast emptiness of the ocean. While on the deck below you, the crew, a desperate gang of cutthroats and murderers, are waiting for a signal that will give them your ship and bring you your death.
Listen now as Escape brings you Anthony Ellis's exciting story, The Tramp.
What a stinker. You can smell a rotten carcass from here. What a stinker.
He'll sail like a ruddy haystack, you know that, Alt. She's what we've been looking for, Gowdy.
8 knots with the wind behind her. If she don't blow up. I don't like it.
There was 6,000 tons of the ugliest tramp I'd ever seen. The paint was scaling off her plates, and you could see the patches of rust. In the fog and mist she loomed over us dark in the night. We stood on the Liverpool dock, Gowdy, Winkle Jones and me, and we sized her up. Yes. That's what we've been looking for, all right.
Where's she bound?
Barranquilla. When'd you find that? At the pub a bit ago. She's short-handed on crew, too.
What's her cargo?
What we've been waiting for. Scrap.
Oh.
Skipper's name is Blee. He should be easy. He drinks too much all the time. You know the kind. He was in the pub, too.
I still say she's too bloody slow. Scrap iron in her old and all.
Oh, Winkle, you're a worrier, that's what you are. Why don't you leave the thinking to Alt and me? I say, do you think she'll do, Alt?
She'll have to do. We might not find another for months, and then we'll lose the deal.
That's all. I'm with you.
Well, I'm with you, too, but I don't like the looks of her in that strait. Ruddy black hippopotamus. It'd be safer doing the blag than this. I hope it choke.
You're getting milky, Winky Jones?
No, I ain't milky. You's milky. But you go calling me milky, Bert Gowdy, or I'll stroke your shivvy.
God, you little maggot.
Maggot, is it?
Come on, both of you.
All right. What's the layout?
But I'm going back to the pub. You boys wait at the hotel. I'll get things lined up with the skipper.
Think you take us home?
I told you he's short-handed. He'll take us on. You get your stuff packed. I'll see you later.
Right, chum.
I walked up the road to a walloper called a Jug. Inside were seamen mostly, and the rest, a lot of dirty muck from narcs to dodos. I spotted the captain, Blee, sitting in a corner, dipping his yellow moustache in a mug. And after I got my own pipe, I walked over to him. He was well canned, I could see that. Captain?
What?
Captain Blee, aren't you skipper of the Lace Wing over at the docks?
I'm Blee.
Mind if I sit down?
Don't mind. Who are you?
Arthur Jennings, Captain. I want to talk to you about shipping on.
On the Lace Wing? What for?
I need a berth. I heard you were short-handed.
It's a dirty lie. Full compliment.
Oh. Well, I must have made a mistake.
What's your game?
Me? I don't follow you.
You trying to hop the twig?
Oh, no, I'm clean with the police, Captain, if that's what you mean. No, they're not after me.
And why do you want to sign up with a blister bladder's cow like the Lace Wing, eh?
It's like I said, I need a berth. I got my papers, second officer in my last ship.
Let's see. Arthur Jennings. Here, take him.
Well, am I hired?
How old are you?
34.
Know how old I am?
No.
I'm 60. I'm 60, and I'm hauling around a bill-stinking slush of rubbish like the Lace Wing. Now, what that means, I might have had a Cunarder, but I ain't. I'm a failure. And I'm drunk. You sign up somewhere else, young fella.
Well, a job's a job.
I'm telling you. I need a man like you. I need a first officer, a second, and a third. I need a chief engineer bloody near, and I'm going to settle for scrapings. That's what I always get, scrapings. Go on, clear out.
I still want to sign on. I hear you're bound for Barranquilla.
No bonus on my ship. Owner doesn't believe in this. Dirty dog.
Oh, that's all right.
You'll have lascars and mugs under you.
I'm used to it. I've been around. On the sea, one man's the same as another.
Yeah, you're a fool. But I need a mate.
Yeah.
You want to hire them in? We're short 18 and the pay's not worth a bunion.
I'll get them.
Yeah. We're sailing at 6 in the morning.
All right.
You're a fool. Don't turn up. I gotta have another pint.
Right you are, Skipper. You stay in and enjoy yourself. I'll take care of things topside.
What's your name?
Jennings, Arthur Jennings.
Jennings. All right. Jennings, tell that steward of mine who you are. He's aboard the Lace Wing. Name's Seddon. Sneaking little pig. I don't trust him.
Yes, sir.
All right, Jennings.
Yes, sir.
Tell you something else. I don't trust you neither, see? You're too smooth. But you're not scuppering me, see? Don't forget.
It was as easy as pie. Of course, it had taken her time to find the right ship and the right skipper. Yes, better than 4 months. We had to be sure. And most tramps these days belong to a big company. They're part of a fleet. We couldn't use anything like that. It had to be what it was. The Lace Wing. Panama registry. A general trader that nobody else would touch with a skipper to go with her. A ship that wouldn't be missed for a while. We found her. I picked up Jones and Gowdy and we went back to the ship. The steward, Seddon, was the only man aboard. He was a nervous little rat who looked all the time like he'd been caught doing something nasty.
This'll be your cabin, Mr. Jennings.
What do you take me for? You call this a cabin? It's not fit for a pig. Get it cleaned out.
Oh, yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Now, look here, Senator. Mr. Gowdy is the new second officer, and Mr. Jones is chief engineer. That's Captain Blee's orders. See?
Yes, sir. I'll see their quarters is put to rights immediately, sir.
You'd very well better.
Okay, that's all.
Shall I clean up in here first, sir?
No, up it.
Yes, sir.
Well, I must say, nice work, nice work.
Yeah. It's a start, eh?
All very nice for you blokes, but me. I got to go down in the bowels of this bucket of bogey. Chief engineer. You think I want to blow myself up? I know what them engines is like without even looking.
You've got engineer paper, and we need you down there. If you don't like it, you know what you can do.
Take no notice of Winkle, he's hungry. Now then, what next?
Well, as soon as the old man comes aboard, we'll see that he's all tucked in bed, nice and comfy, and he doesn't wake up until we're out of here.
What about the rest of the crew?
Well, what there is, we can manage. The ones I'm supposed to hire wouldn't sign up, see? That'll be the story. Don't forget it.
Right.
Well, you better get on the job now. I'll go ashore and send a cable that we've found it. We're shoving off at 6. The skipper was carried aboard by a couple of crewmen at 3 o'clock that morning. He was no trouble. He was out to the world. By 5, the rest of the men had straggled up the gangway. And at 6, we eased away from the dock. Then, after a bit, the lacewing was burying a dirty nose in the cross-chop of the Irish Sea. We were 3 days out of Liverpool. I got off the regular ship lanes as soon as I could, and there was no questions asked. But Captain Blee didn't budge from his cabin. I hadn't even seen him since putting out, and I made sure that the steward kept him well supplied with whiskey. Gowdy, Jones, and me were having grub in my cabin on that third night, and the ship was pitching and heaving like a donkey with the itch.
Sure. Oh, what a ship. Smooth as glass out there, and look at her. Oh, she'll never make it. The engines won't stand it neither. We're pushing her too hard.
Never mind that. What about the crew?
Pushover. Usual bunch.
Any troublemakers?
In this lot, don't make me laugh. Lot of mugs.
Well, you ought to be able to make it, then. The important thing is to keep the radio man quiet. That'll be your job, Bert.
Right.
What about them engines? Hey, I tell you, I've got to slow down. They won't hang together.
Mr. Mate!
Evening, Captain.
Who are these bleeders here?
Oh, you were a bit under the weather, Captain. I took 'em on in Liverpool as you requested. Your second officer, Mr. Gowdy, and chief engineer, Mr. Jones.
What do you think you're doing with my ship, mister?
Any complaints, sir?
I knew I didn't trust you, you blister blathering. Good thing said and told me. We're 10 degrees off course. Know that?
That's right, Captain.
Not anymore, it's not. I've set her back. You'd have us sailing to the Indies.
That's right, sir. That's where we're going.
Not on my ship. Barranqueira's my port. You want to blow us up? She's running too fast.
Close the door, will you, Bert?
Right, Joe. You're relieved, you are, mister. The ruddy lot of you fired. You hear that?
I put it to you, Captain, either way you like. You go along with us and you won't get hurt. You make any trouble, then we'll throw you overboard.
You what? Me? I'll have you in irons! Here, this is mutiny! Doggone pots, you'll hang for this!
Oh, sorry, Captain. You want to take seconds now? You come in with us, and we'll give you a share or overboard. Now. No arguments this minute. Now.
I'll give you a share of my foot.
Knock him out.
Aggravating old bleeder.
Have a look outside. see it's clear, Jonesy.
Okay. Better this way, I was afraid he might come in. We'd have to divvy up.
I didn't think he would.
All clear.
All right. Now, come on, Bert, give me a hand.
Right now. Let me... Lord, the old pub guts. Get over to the rail, Jonesy. Okay.
Okay. Hurry up.
Have a nice swim, Captain dear.
Well, that's that. In the morning, we'll break the sad news to the crew. Now, let's get this outback off course.
We will return to Escape in just a moment. But first, tomorrow night, Frank Lovejoy stars in Suspense's production of The Storm on most of these same CBS radio stations. It's a strange story about a man on a dance team who sets out to prove himself greater than a hurricane. And, needless to say, it's a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense. Don't miss it tomorrow night at the Star's Address, presented by CBS Radio. Suspense, starring Frank Lovejoy. And now, back to Escape.
The next morning, I called the crew together on the upper deck. I had a slip of paper ready in my hand, and when they quieted down, I gave them the speech. Men, I've got a sad duty to perform. Last night, Captain Blee did away with himself. Yes, he jumped overboard. He committed suicide. He left a note for me, which I'll turn over to the proper parties when we reach port. Also, it is his instructions that we proceed to Dominica instead of Barranquilla. Now, I'm carrying out that order. And until we get to port, I shall be acting captain. That's all. Get back to your work.
So, what an actor you'd have made, Art. Lovely, absolutely lovely. Think they swallowed it?
I think so. I'm not too sure about a couple of them, though. That steward sitting and the bloke with the mouthful of teeth, the donkey man.
Donkey? Austin. Him, looking this way.
Yeah.
Well, I'll keep an eye on them both.
Now, you better get a message off to our boy in Dominica.
Think the radio man will get nosy?
There's no reason he should. And don't you give him any call to do that.
Don't worry.
It looked good. It was all going our way. The ship and her cargo of scrap was going to be worth $15,000 to us when we took her into port. That's the way we fixed it 6 months before. A couple of blokes I met in Liverpool. We were to find them a ship, hijack her, and sail her into Dominica with her cargo. Scrap, if possible. Then they were going to sail her out again to China. And Gowdy, Jones, and me, well, we blow down to Argentina with our 15,000 and have some fun. That's the way it was. And it looked like it was going to be stone ginger from then on. That's the way it looked until we were 2 days out of port. Come in. What do you want, Seddon?
Might I have a word with you, Captain?
I'm busy.
It's important, sir.
What?
It's about Captain Blee, sir.
What about it?
Well, sir, I hate to say this, but I don't think he met with no accident.
You don't?
No, sir. And seeing as how I know what really happened to him, I was thinking maybe it'd be worth a nicker or so if I kept my face shut.
Captain Blee jumped over the side, and I've got his note that says so.
Could I see the note, sir? I know the captain's writing like me own.
What makes you think it wasn't an accident, Seddon?
Seeing as how I saw what happened, sir.
Oh.
And seeing as how we'll be in port in a couple of days, I wouldn't want to make any trouble for you or any of the other gentlemen, sir.
Did you figure maybe something might happen to you?
Oh, yes, sir, I did. That's why a friend of mine, Mr. Austin, he knows about it too, just in case. Now, what you do, sir, is your own business, I'm sure. But don't you think it might be worth a little bit of fat to us?
You're a ruddy fool, Seddon. You should have waited. You should have waited.
Fair, ain't it? You did murder. You don't want to. Now, don't forget, Austin knows too.
He'll take care of Austin.
Now, look here. No need to get nasty. I'll keep my trap shut. Mr. Jennings, I'll give you my word. Don't hit me. Please.
The explosion threw us both off our feet. Seddon was first up. He got out of the cabin like a whippet. The engines had stopped, and I knew that whatever had happened was in the engine room. I got up to the bridge. Gowdy was already there.
Can't raise anyone down there, old.
Jonesy below?
I think so.
Give it here.
Yeah.
Come on.
I better get down there. Look at the crew go. We're in for it all.
It's worse off if they get off in the boats. Seddon and Austin know what happened to the captain.
Game's up then.
Oi, Gowdy.
It's me, Art. What happened, Jonesy?
Boiler's busted.
Fire?
No, but she's shipping water like a bloody sieve.
Are you all right?
Smashed me arm. Stoker's caught it. They're all done in.
I'll send some men. How many do you need to stop the leak?
You can't stop it. There's an old 6 feet or more, and another behind the boiler. I'm coming up.
Oh, we're done, we are.
Get over to the radio cabin. Don't let that man send an SOS quick.
He's got you off. We might not get picture.
You heard what I said. We've still got a chance after we take care of Seddon and Austin. If they split it all up. Now, go on.
We're in horse flooding. Shall I give the order to abandon ship?
No, get the pumps going.
Yes, sir, but the cargo ship with the explosion, she's going faster.
Get on the pumps. Bert, get down there with them. I'll take care of the others.
Will you listen to me? It's too late. Move it!
I ran down to the radio room. We had to stop the call from going out because if there was a ship in the vicinity and it got to us before we'd put the quiet on Seddon and Austin, the three of us would hang. And the sinking ship was a sight less worry. I heard the message before I even opened that door. Stop it!
I've been sending it, sir. Already got an answer.
I said stop it!
We're sinking, sir. It's my duty. I have
We
to...
are not under yet. You think I want us hauled in for salvage rights? You send out that we're okay, see? Now, you do it now. Need no assistance. Send.
There's a ship about 20 miles off, sir. She could stand by just in case. She's on her way...
You do as you're told. Need no assistance.
Better get them boats over the side. We're done for. 5 minutes, not even that.
Come on out here. Now listen to me, Jonesy. We've got to get the steward and one of the crewmen, Austin. They have twigged. We've got to do it before we leave the ship.
How? What are you going to do? Shoot them in front of the crew? We wouldn't stand a chance. They'd carve us up. Let's get off this here tub. There's sharks out there, and I want a boat around me.
Not until we've taken care of those.
Now listen, you do what you want. See, I'm clearing out now. I told you them engines wouldn't stand it. Well, they haven't. Now I'll take me chances with the law, but not here.
She's breaking up. I'll bring her to the boat over the side. Come on, let's get out.
I'm with you, Bert.
Abandon ship! Abandon ship! Abandon ship!
There was still a chance. I could do it myself. Find Austin. Find that dirty little rat Seddon. Do them both in, and there was still a chance that nobody would know. I went looking for them. The Tramp was listing and settling lower in the sea, and I ran from one side to the other. Hit it? Then I spotted them. The lifeboat was already in the water. I saw Seddon looking up at me, pointing. Then Austin saw me. I jumped for the boat, and I missed. She pulled away from the side. Wait! Wait!
Steady! Give us a hand, Bill. How's it feeling there? Now it out, please, fellow, now. Use the hand. I'll let you drown, you dirty murderer.
He's going to kill me. Let him in there.
No! Get me out. You make a confession, see? All these other blokes is witnesses. You confess. You confess now or you can swim for it. What? I did it. What did you do? What did you do? I killed the goddamn. You and your mother, too? Answer me! Yes! All right. Come on now. I'll say.
Songs that are long like a top. I'm all smiles and grace.
Just the first time I saw it. The very first time. I knew that tramp was a stinker. You, them Indians, were no bloody good.
Oh, shut it off, Winkle. Oi, out.
What?
Lovely grub, wasn't it?
All right. If you like jail grub.
Wish I had some bile beans. My stomach's sour.
Won't have to worry about that for long.
It's all right for you, Bert Gardy. Ain't your stomach. I should have known better than to screw up to a couple of half-wide mugs like you. $15,000. First time I saw that ruddy scowl, I knew.
Come over, Jonesy. I want to get some sleep.
Always complaining. Oh, ain't it wicked when you think we're all going down to the same place? And he'll be there along with us.
I'll tell you, Bert. It's hopeless. He'll complain the rope's too tight around his neck when they hang us in the morning. What do you bet?
Escape has brought you The Tramp, written and directed by Anthony Ellis, starring Ben Wright as Jennings, with Jay Novello as Gowdy and Charlie Long as Winkle Jones. Featured in the cast were Tudor Owen, Alec Harford, Lou Krugman, and Charles Davis. Editorial supervision is by John Meston, and the special music for Escape is composed and conducted by Leith Stevens. Next week.
You are standing in a darkened room in the heart of Russia's dread Lubyanka prison, your mind tortured into blankness, while across a desk from you, happily smiling at you, is the chief of Russia's secret police, who intends to drive you to insanity or to death.
So listen next week when Escape brings you John Dehner's exciting story, The Man with the Steel Teeth. What's new with Our Gal Sunday? Following the latest case of Perry Mason, are things more complicated for young Dr. Malone? Confidentially, Aunt Jenny's in the midst of a mighty unusual story. There's a world of entertainment awaiting you every weekday in the daytime with CBS Radio's roster of wonderful dramatic serials. Tomorrow, listen in again and follow the latest in lives of these familiar people. This is Roy Rowan speaking. And remember, daytime is a gay time with Arthur Godfrey Time. Every day on the CBS Radio Network.
tired of the everyday grind? Ever dream of a life of romantic adventure? Want to get away from it all? We offer you Escape.
Escape, designed to free you from the four walls of today for a half hour of high adventure.
You are on a remote island in the war-torn Pacific, a paradise of tropic splendor, where sounds of battle are far behind. While walking slowly toward you, her arms stretched out to you, is the most beautiful girl in the world, whose embrace could mean your death.
Listen now as Escape brings you Millard Kaufman's exciting story, The Island.
The problem was, what could I do with Robert Lacey? Do you happen to have a dream book handy, with all the charts and categories precisely arranged in alphabetical order? Well, in it you'll find a dream for loneliness about girls in soft summery dresses. You'll find a dream for hunger, 2-pound steak, perhaps smothered all over with lamb chops. Or dreams for the traveler of a hometown far away and long ago. But find me a dream of a place you've never seen. A place that doesn't exist. Awake or asleep, that was Lacey's dream. Corporal Robert Lacey, 2nd Battalion, 4th Marines. Harmless enough dream, I guess, and not to be taken seriously, or so it seemed until that night when Lacey's dream became my problem. May it was, 1945, in a little wood on Okinawa.
Anyhow, a couple of 3 miles behind Jap lines. Oh, fine. You worry too much, pal. Even for a guy on his first patrol.
Well, I've been thinking of it as my last.
Relax like me and you'll live forever.
What was that?
Nothing. Just a screaming Mimi. Got a kind of a tail adjustment that cuts the wind so it screams. Jap uses it to scare us.
Well, they sure succeeded.
You scare easy, pal.
Sure, I'm a pushover for that Schrecklichkeit stuff.
Schrecklichkeit?
Yeah.
What kind of jive is that?
Well, it means terror, frightfulness. It's German. Germans got a whole arsenal of terror weapons.
The Japs have got a few themselves. What do you say we sack in, huh?
Sack in here?
That's as good as the next place.
What a lash up. It's 3 miles behind Jap lines.
Got no chance of getting back tonight. Get knocked off, we try. You take the first watch, huh? I'm going to sack in.
You going to sleep?
Oh. I don't know. Maybe I'll just sit here and dream a while.
You're sure picking a fine time for it.
Hey, did I ever tell you about my island?
Yeah, you told me. You must have told me 50 or 60 times in the past month.
All right, so I'll tell you again. Now, this island, it's a sort of a special place, you see. There's no rain, no jungle rot, no war. Just a quiet, cozy spot where a man can lay down under a banyan tree and live off the fat of the land.
Oh, there is no such place.
And on this island, a man would never go hungry. All you got to do is fish a little with the natives. And they're all big men, and they're friendly. Not like in Nips. And all the dames are beautiful.
You know something, Lacey, you read
That's where I'm fixing to go, as soon as I can find it. Never going back stateside. I'm going to lay down under that little old banyan tree and I'm going to rest.
I let him rave on. What else could I do? Argue with him? There I was, 3 miles deep in enemy lines with a stranger, his eyes narrowed in a 1,000-yard stare. Rush of words like a nervous twitch. He raved on about a place that doesn't exist with
It's an island.
big men and beautiful women.
Different. Like nothing you ever saw. All surrounded by mist.
And then I found myself listening,
It's people.
sort of hypnotized.
Well, they're different.
And I learned something about Corporal Lacey and what combat weariness means. He'd foraged too long among the rotten, bomb-scarred pebbles of the Pacific. He'd seen too much death, too many crack-ups.
Hell, I won't never go back.
He was himself, half-cracked and slightly dead, barely held together by the taut and twisted wires of his dream. So what could I do? Argue with him?
There'll be cattle on the island, too. I'm going to find me a beautiful girl. Tabori.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Look, Tabori, out there coming toward us.
Where?
Over there. About 2 o'clock.
It's a whole bunch of them.
No. It's not a bunch. It's 4. 3 men and a woman.
They're heading right for us.
Oh, put that rifle down.
What's the matter? You flip or something?
They're not chaps. The men are too big. But it's funny, the woman with them, though.
Maybe his eyes were better than mine, but how could I trust that brain of his all festered with dreaming?
I tell you, they're not chaps. And the dame is beautiful.
If only I'd listened to Lacey then. If only I'd known, but Japs or no Japs, I was taking no chances. I raised my rifle and...
You hit the woman. I'm going to see if she's hurt bad. Come on.
Lacey, don't go. You know the Japs. It might be a trick.
Don't worry about me. Let go, my arm.
Listen, you get yourself killed.
Not me, boy. I'll live to spit in your grave. Now, let go of me.
All right. I just hope you know what you're doing. I don't want to get involved in any of your cockamamie dreams, you know.
Dreams? It's no dream, boy. You'll find out.
Okay, Lacey, so where is she?
That's funny. She must be around here somewhere. Maybe.
Wait a minute. What's that?
It came from over there. Come on. Ah, there she is.
She's scared of us.
Lady? It's all right, lady.
Go away.
Ah, now, we won't hurt you, lady.
I heard you. I heard you.
Watch her, lady. Ah, she's bluffing. Break out your first aid kit.
Yeah.
Look, lady. Let me fix your arm, huh? You see, we got bandages, adhesive tape, penicillin.
She don't get what you're talking about.
She gets the idea, all right? That's right, lady. This won't hurt a bit. Hey, you just got nicked a little, that's all. Just a flesh wound.
Oh, she trusts you.
Yeah, she trusts me more than you do. Didn't I tell you she was beautiful?
Well, you told me a lot of things. How about the men she was with, the big men?
Well, she was with them, and they weren't Japs.
Not Japs.
In a pig's eye, not Jap.
No, they're not Japs.
There, you see?
Well, then what were they?
They were, how you say, my people.
Well, who are you? What are you? What's your name?
Name Talkie. I'm... no can't see in English, but please go away. Please, you go away fast.
Now you scared her again. Look, Talkie, it's all right. Everything's going to be all right. Hey, you just come with us, huh?
No, I go home. Let's go home.
So go home. Scram, lady. Lose yourself.
Oh, no, you don't. Whoa, lady. You keep up.
Well, let her go. Let her go back to her rice paddy, will you?
You still don't catch the boy. She ain't from Okinawa. She's from that island I was telling you about.
I'm from Yogashi. Yogashi Shima.
Shima, see? Shima means island.
Yes, island.
All right. Then what are you doing here?
I do not know. The Japanese bring us in canoe.
She's crazier than you are. Who are those?
All right, now, shut up. Taki, where is your island, huh? Where is Yagachi?
In east. In China Sea.
Yeah.
A half day from Okinawa. By canoe.
Canoe.
What's it like, Taki, huh? What's your island like?
Lacey. Never mind the island. Let's find that canoe. Come on, don't you see? With a canoe, we can get back to our lines by water.
Yeah, I think you got something there.
Taki, can you find the canoe?
I think I can.
Come on, let's go. She led us on through the wood. A lopsided moon came up and its rays filtered through the clouds and down through the jagged trees. In the moonlight, she was like one of those porcelain figurines, delicate with a peculiar tint to her skin, unlike anything I'd ever seen before. It was like the shade of waxed ivory, ancient ivory. Her hair was long and black, drawn tight over her head. She was straight and slim. She walked with dignity. She was beautiful. As beautiful as a dream, Lacey's dream. But dreams don't come true, not like this, yet here she was, just the way he described it. And the three men. And the island. I couldn't figure it out because just then I didn't have time. Lacey, listen to that.
Yeah. Come on.
Taki led us down a slope to the water. There were canoes. And leaning against the prow were two sentries. Well, they were safe, they thought, 3 miles behind their line, snug as 2 bugs in a mosquito net. They were so safe they didn't know what hit them.
Taki, in the canoe. All right, push off the boy. You take the bow. Sit down, Let's go. Straight up in the channel. You know what I think? Huh? I think we're going to make it. Okay, Tabori. We can take it easy now.
I'm not taking it easy till we cross our perimeter.
How you gonna tell at night?
Oh, but
And you think I got neon signs, huh?
Well, maybe we'll see a landmark or something.
Distances can fool you at night. We're liable to paddle right into a platoon of Knicks.
Okay, what do we do, Lacey?
We'll stand by till morning. Then head for our convoy. We'll ride ashore in style. LST.
I don't know. I think it'll be better if we...
Whatever you think, you're outvoted. You're outvoted 2 stripes to 1.
Oh, you're pulling rank, Corporal?
Well, why not, knucklehead? This ship's got 1 skipper and I'm it.
Oh, you're like a...
Now, look, if I want any step out of you, I'll knock it on you. Now more than you don't foul out this detail.
So what was I going to do? Argue with him? Start a private firefight in the middle of the China Sea? I was getting a little combat weary myself, but Lacey, he was all charged up as though his crazy dream had come true. Lying on the narrow deck of the canoe, I could hear Lacey, and the more I heard, the more confused I got.
It's not like other islands, is it, Taki?
Is different, Yogashi. I wish I could tell you how.
I know it. It's pretty, huh?
It's very pretty, but...
Is the fishing good?
It's good. And we have pigs.
Cows?
What cows?
I knew it.
Cows and pigs. And Lacey getting all hopped up about them. Well, that was the last thing I remembered. I guess I fell asleep, and then suddenly it was daylight.
Tabori! Hey, look, Tabori! What? Look over there. What do you see, huh?
An island? Just an island?
It's not just an island. That's my island.
Well, what's so special about it?
Well, look at it. It's surrounded by mist, just like I said.
Oh, tell it to the troops when we get back to Okinawa.
Look, Tabori, stand by for a ram. We ain't going back to Okinawa. Hey, now, wait. I don't want any more trouble from you, Tabori.
Well, then don't make any, or I'll... Hey, look.
Looking for your rifle? Well, don't bother, because I got it right here.
Wait.
Now, you get forward.
You're crazy.
Go on, move, Tabori. You're flirting with a Purple Heart. All right, now lean on that paddle. That's right. We're heading for Yagachi.
Beach at Yagachi about 4 hours later. It was a lovely island with terraced hills and patches of tilled soil checkering the greenery.
See and believe it, huh, boy?
I wouldn't believe it. So close to Okinawa.
Where are your people, Taki?
We over here. But you must not come. You go back now.
Oh, no, I'm sticking around. How about you, boy?
I came this far. I'll sweat it out just for laughs.
You're going to laugh out of the wrong side of your face.
What do you mean?
Well, that's just a figure of speech, Taki. Let's go. So there I was, caught up in Lacey's dream, when all the time I should have taken off at high pull-up for Okinawa. I should have known better, but I didn't, and what you don't know can hurt you. Plenty.
Hey, look at that cow, Tabori.
I could eat it down the hole.
I tell you, I'm going to live off the fat of the land.
The trail snaked upward. There were scarlet flowers and lilies in the swordgrass. All very nice, I suppose, but I was looking for people, the figmen of Lacey's dream, the girls all as lovely as the girl beside us. I was tense with expectancy at each bend in the trail, but Lacey's tensions had all vanished. He lost them because he had found Taki.
Robert Lacey.
No, Taki. My name's Lacey. Now try it once more.
Lacey.
No, Lacey, Taki. L, like in, this is a lily. You are a lady.
And you're a loco.
Tabori, I'm going to slug you.
You're so funny, Lacey, when you're mad.
You laugh nice, Taki.
It is the first time in 5 years. It is first time I am happy.
Well, maybe you were waiting for me to make you happy, like I was waiting for you.
What do you mean, Lacey?
Well, I mean it. Well, here. This is for you.
Why you give me flower?
I love you, Taki.
No. No, you cannot.
Why, Taki?
You don't know. I don't know how to say. You do not know me.
Oh, I know you. I've been dreaming about you for 2 years. I knew I'd find you.
I never forget what you say.
I'll never let you forget.
Oh, Lacey.
Lacey, honey. L, like in love.
They walked on together up the trail. A tall Marine and a slim girl with the ivory skin with a flower in her hand. Now and then she'd look at the flower, and then she'd look at Lacey, and a pained expression would cloud her face, as though she didn't understand. I didn't either, but I had to find out.
Oh, man, what a climb.
You know, it'd be easier for you
give me back my rifle. Don't worry about me. I'll get by.
Well, we got it. Look, there's the summit.
I was going on Yukashi. See? Down there, following and down.
Hey, look. Look at them.
They, my people.
I told you they were big men.
How can you tell from this distance?
Well, look how broad they are.
It's funny how they're all in a bunch. Hey, listen.
Well, maybe it's what you call a ceremony or something, huh?
It is.
Well, maybe it's for us. I bet they know we're coming.
No. It's for the dead.
What happened, you suppose? A war?
The war not here. It's just my people die.
Well, everybody's people die. It's gotta happen sooner or later.
Never heard it so well put.
Why don't you drop dead to boring? Let's go, Taki.
Down the mountainside, down to a cape that jutted into the Pacific like a gnarled finger of doom. Far away, we saw a village. We headed toward it through a sunless gorge. At the far end was a thatched hut.
Looks like it's empty.
As any fool could see.
You wait here. I come back soon with headman. He speak English good.
The boy?
Huh?
You gonna stay here with me?
No, I see. I just want one good look at your big men and beautiful women in their native habitat. And I'm off for Okinawa.
You still want proof,
yeah? And there's something strange about this place. I want to know what it is.
It's not strange. It's just different, like I said.
You're all fouled up, Lacey, in a dream. I'm not sure what it's all about, but I gotta find out or it'll drive me crazy the rest of my life.
You mean crazy like me?
I didn't say that.
You know, since we left Okinawa, you've been giving me a bad time.
Well, that's mutual.
Now you just call me crazy.
I know what I said.
I know what you think. I know what you'll do once you get back to Okinawa. You'll tell the MPs I went over the hill and you'll tell them where I am. They'll come after me.
You are crazy.
I'm just crazy enough to make sure you keep your trap shut. You remember, Tabori, I said I'd be around to spit in your grave?
Lacey, stop kidding around with that rifle.
I ain't kidding. I'm gonna kill you, Tabori. But first, you're gonna see I was right. I want to see the expression on that smart aleck face of yours when you admit it. And then I'm gonna kill you. Now get back in that corner. Keep your mouth shut. Hello. You the head man? I suppose you could call me that.
His name, Hiroshi.
What can I do for you? I want to stay here with Taki.
I'm afraid you cannot.
Well, I'll work my way.
That is not the point.
Look, I don't want no arguments out of you.
You cannot stay.
Well, why?
She is a leper.
She's so beautiful.
Yes, I know, my son. But in 3 years, 5 years...
Taki.
I tried to tell you, but I did not know how. And then I could not, even if I wanted to. I wanted it to last 1 more hour, 1 more minute.
They stood there facing each other. The tall Marine and the girl with the ivory skin with the flower still in her hand, the flower already beginning to wilt.
Goodbye, Lacey. Thank you for the flower.
What's this all about?
It is quite simple. 2 nights ago, the Japanese came to the leper colony. They took more than half my patients to Okinawa, headed toward the American lines.
Why?
To disrupt your advance. There was no chance of contagion, but, well, my patients do not all look as lovely as Taki.
Oh, I see. Schwetterkeit.
Exactly. A weapon of terror.
Yeah. Don't worry. Yeah, Lacey. I guess we better move on. You ready, pal? Yeah. It's a long road back to Okinawa. Tell me that the road back is longer than that.
Editorial supervision is by John Benson, and the special music for Escape is composed and conducted by Lee Stevens. Next week, you are standing in a darkened room in the heart of Russia's dread Lubyanka prison. Your mind tortured into blankness. But across the desk from you, happily smiling at you, is a chief of Russian football who intends to drive you to insanity or to death. So listen next week when Escape brings you John Daner's exciting story, The Man with the Single Teeth.
Tired of the everyday grind? Ever dream of a life of romantic adventure? Want to get away from it all? We offer you Escape.
Escape, designed to free you from the four walls of today for a half hour of high adventure.
You are standing in a darkened room in the heart of Russia's dread Lubyanka prison, your mind tortured into blankness, while across a desk from you, happily smiling at you, is the chief of Russia's secret police, who intends to drive you to insanity or to death.
Listen now as Escape brings you John Daner's exciting story, The Man with the Steel Teeth.
It began on the evening of April 29th. I was seated in my box at the Bolshoi Opera in Moscow, listening to a particularly fine performance of Boris Godunov, and I felt a slap on my shoulder.
Yes, police. Пойдем со мной.
What do you want?
Пойдем со мной. МВД.
What?
На двор.
Now, look here. What's this all about?
You are under arrest.
Arrest? What are you talking about?
Come.
There were 2 other men with me. Big men. In a moment, I found myself escorted down the corridor, down the grand staircase, and out into the dark street to a black limousine waiting in front. No one said a word as we sped through the streets, the men on either side of me staring straight ahead.
Then we rounded a corner, and in a second I knew our destination. Lubyanka Prison, home of 1,000 ugly secrets. The dread MVD. We swung down a long ramp and came to a stop at a huge unguarded bronze door. I was ushered into a small office bare except for a desk with some filing cabinets. A small, round man in a drab gray suit was standing near the desk watching us. From there, I was taken through another door and steered down a long corridor. It was a cell block.
No, sir.
And I was a prisoner of the Soviet secret police.
Mr. Luttrell. Mr. Luttrell. All right. Please come in. Sit down. I was waiting a moment. My breakfast, you see him. Sit down.
Товарищ начальник.
Иди сюда, помоги мне включить пилотку, а?
Товарищ Ровин, я уже завтракал. Большой завтрак. Только что кончил.
Ерунда. Как ты можешь заказать такую прекрасную балтийскую селедку? Нет. Возьми ее с хлебом.
Да, спасибо. Балтийский, да? Just a minute. I've been here for 2 days without a word from why I've been arrested. I want an explanation.
Look,
I'm an accredited correspondent. My papers are in order. You know that. Now, what about it? I gave up. They had no intention of dealing with me until they were good and ready. I could see that. I watched the man behind the desk. He was the same one who'd been in the office when I was brought to Lubyanka. Inspector Golovin of the MVD. A small, round little man in a badly fitted gray suit. Gold-rimmed spectacles magnified his brown eyes, and when he smiled, his full lips uncovered the most fantastic set of stainless steel teeth I ever laid eyes on. Full uppers and lowers. Then the morning feast was over.
My dear Luttrell. How pleasant to see you again.
Again? We've never met, and you know it.
Sponsor House for one a year or so ago. A reception for the Belarusian delegation to the All-Union Sports Congress last year. A diplomatic banquet in honor of the President of the Uzbek People's Republic. Many places, my friend.
I don't know you.
I think we shall get on very well.
Why am I here?
A legitimate question. You are here to confess.
Confess? To what?
No. We have much time. No need to get excited so soon.
I'm asking you again. Confess to what?
Shall I read it to you?
You've written my confession?
Oh, no, my friend, no. These are the charges, only the charges. The confession is up to you. With my help, of course. You're interested?
Go on.
From the office of Max Golovin, Inspector District of Moscow, Lazar KIBM First Officer. No, this does not concern you. Tested by the following officers of People's State Security. It doesn't concern you. Subject. Concerning the activities of one Arthur Henderson Luttrell, correspondent WNA, citizen United States of America, resident of Moscow for years, hereinafter called it. One. That in the morning of August 21st, 1952, the accused was observed by witnesses in an exchange of objects with a engineer, former member Ukrainian People's Agriculture Cooperative, while standing near north entrance to Workers' House.
The little man droned on, unrailing paragraph after paragraph of nonsense. Names of people I'd met as a reporter, or at official functions, or on the street, or anywhere. Names of people now dead or awaiting execution. It wasn't until this thought came that it dawned on me what my crime might be. And in the last paragraph, Golovin confirmed it.
And that Arthur Henderson Luttrell is accused of the crime of espionage and the encouragement of sabotage. That by the use of personal influence, he contributed to the deviation of 12 individuals since convicted, sentenced, and in 4 separate instances executed for crimes of treason against the state.
Well? Very clever.
Nothing clever, my dear friend. Merely a recitation of facts.
From all the people I know here, you take the few names that'll make a case for you. What's more, some of them are dead. But why? What am I supposed to have done?
Do you or do you not confess?
Do a trumped-up deal like this? No, not on your life.
On your life, little girl. Sit down. What did you do? You have been asked the question, my dear boy. Do you or do you not confess? Go to the devil. Keep going. Confess.
No.
Confess. Confess.
Then they tried psychological persuasion. The method? To wear me down to the point of exhaustion when I would gladly sign anything in exchange for a night's sleep.
You will confess. You will read from this paper, then you will sleep. Now, you will read the following. The charges brought against me are true. I am guilty of sabotage. Read it, Mr. O'Trara. Read it. I am guilty of sabotage. The use of personal influence to encourage political deviation and sabotage in others. Go on. Then you will speak. Go on. In the instances of Nikita Kars, Anton Schwenk, and Mika Bagratin, I was unquestionably a primary factor. No, it's not true. It's not true. I will not. And I awoke to find myself back in my cell. Then I noticed something was strange. Something different about my cell. An unnatural stillness. It took an effort to focus at the moment. Then I saw what it was. My cell door was open. Just a crack. But it was open. It had always been closed and double locked each time I was returned for questioning. But now it was open. Reason told me it was another way of torturing me. A trap. But I had to try. Cautiously, I stepped out into the broad corridor. I moved past the line of cells. I could reach the bronze doors. The bronze doors. Outside. Escape. And then I was standing before the door to the office. It was too easy. They'd be waiting on the other side. They'd be there. Empty. No Golovin. Nobody. In the corner behind the desk stood a coat rack. On it hung an overcoat and a black hat. I took them, put them on, walked to the bronze doors. And I was outside. Except for a black limousine that stood across the parking area, the place was deserted. Nobody. My first thought was the embassy. If I can get to the embassy, I'm safe. I looked again at the limousine. An official car of the NVD. Trying to be as casual as possible, I went over and looked in. The ignition keys were there. I got in quickly, just on the starter. I drove carefully, alive to the fact that the city had 1,000 eyes. It was early morning. A few cars were on the street. The commissars and sub-commissars, associate commissars and their assistants. Soviet officialdom rolling to work on privileged wheels. Suddenly, the welcome sight of the embassy came into view. It loomed large and took shape as I approached. There was a car parked in front of the main embassy entrance. I pulled up behind it. I was about to set the handbrake when I saw something that turned my blood to water.
Not 40 feet from me, leaning against the stone post of the entrance gate, was a man in an overcoat. He was absorbed with a small hand mirror in which he was examining his teeth, probing here and there with his forefinger. It was Inspector Golovin.
We will return to Escape in just a moment, but first, answering the call of the sick and the distressed at home and at the battlefield is the job of the Red Cross. This month, the Red Cross is asking for contributions to carry on this wonderful work for another year. Can we do less than answer the call ourselves? Give as much as you can to the American Red Cross. And now, back to Escape.
I slid down in my seat. Golovin didn't look up, but I knew he'd seen me and was just waiting. And I saw the bulge in his coat pocket. I had no chance against a pistol. I started the car and pulled out into the street. In the rearview mirror, I saw Golovin go to his car and start after me. I was in a panic. At the corner, I turned left and headed toward Red Square. I hoped that once there I could cut across the square into one of the side streets and double back to the embassy. But about halfway across the square, I saw a car move out of a thin line of traffic in back of me. It was Golovin, and I had to abandon my plan for the moment. Then began a dodging game that took us through the west section of Moscow and into the industrial suburbs. Time after time, I was sure I'd lost it. But he would seemingly materialize out of nowhere and fasten himself onto me. It went on and on, until we neared the railroad yard. We were racing down a cobblestone street laced with tracks. Golovin was closing on me fast. He called my name as his car came alongside, then began forcing me off the road. There was only one way out. I whipped my fist to the right and skidded onto a bridge. I picked up speed and in a while found myself in open country with Golovin nowhere in sight. I had lost Golovin, for he had lost me. What difference? I had no chance of ever getting back to the embassy now. The MVD would be there waiting for me with a color guard. So I drove on. On the strength of an MVD identity card I found in the pocket of my overcoat, I obtained gasoline at a small town. And then a few miles from Smolensk, I had a nasty shot. It was a roadblock. Two trucks were placed squarely across the road 20 feet apart. Soldiers with Tommy guns stood in the light of flares, motioning me to stop. There was nothing to do but pull over. A soldier came over and flashed a light in the window.
Товарищ, добрый вечер.
Добрый вечер.
Извините, товарищ, покажите ваши бумаги. О, МВД. Идите. Извиняю, товарищ сержант. Что-то случилось с Демидов. Хотел проверить. Спокойной ночи.
Спокойной ночи. Soldier waved me on. The MVD identity card had done it. I drove steadily the rest of that night and all the next day. Late the following night, I reached the outskirts of Warsaw. The time had come to abandon the MVD car, but it served its purpose, but by now the entire secret police undoubtedly was alerted to watch for me. So I left it at the side of the road and started walking. In half an hour, I was at my destination, the apartment of an old friend. I was on the ragged edge, needed rest.
What is it?
Hello, Maria.
Chicago.
May I come in?
Oh, Chicago, you are a ghost. Yes, come in.
I'm very tired.
Sit down here, my darling.
Oh, how good that feels.
I will make some tea for you. Such a surprise to see you, my Chicago. What has happened to you? Are you not in Moscow? No, of course you are not in Moscow. You are here. Why are you here, Chicago? Chicago? Chicago. Already you are sleeping. That is good. Go sleep, my darling.
Morning.
Ah, Chicago. Finally you waked up. But it is not morning. It is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. How do you feel now? You sleep good.
Oh, it's heaven.
You going to stay awake now? I'll give you a cup of coffee.
You're an angel.
Never mind the angel talking. Here.
Thanks. First cup of coffee I've had in 2 months.
Now, you must tell me, Chicago, what has happened? Where do you come from? Where do you go?
Old Cotton-Eyed Joe.
Old which?
Your question. Where do you come from? Where do you go? Like old Cotton-Eyed Joe, an American folk song.
Oh.
Never mind. Sit down, I'll tell you.
Oh, I have missed you, Chicago. And when you came in last night, I was very happy.
You're still as beautiful as ever, Maria.
But I am wrong to talk this way to you. Everything was finished 2 years ago, and so it must remain.
I still think we were fools.
Now, forget. Now, you in a lot of trouble, eh?
Yeah, a lot.
You talk in your sleep.
What did I say?
I could not understand everything, but you kept on killing a man.
Golovin.
Golovin, that is the name. You must hate him to kill him so much.
Well, he gave me a lot of trouble.
Oh? What he look like?
Oh, small man, quite small.
Maybe a little fat?
Yeah.
Does he wear glasses?
I really talked to myself, didn't I?
No, but there is such a man outside in the street who looks like that.
What?
Wait. He's still there. Come, look, but be careful. Don't let him see you. Across the street, see? He is in there all day. He was there this morning.
He's an inspector for the MVD.
MVD? You are in a lot of trouble.
All I want is to get to Berlin.
Yes, you must leave Warsaw.
Can you help me?
I think so. I know someone.
Can he be trusted?
You know my brother, Bronislaw?
With the communists.
I shall let you decide that when you meet him.
And remember to use the pistol only as a last resort. So, go over your cards again, and we shall see if you know them.
The personal identification card.
Talk.
Gasoline ration card.
Talk.
ID badge where I work.
Inspector for
State fishery.
Talk.
Travel permit. And work record.
Good. Now we go.
Maria, I don't know how.
Not one word from you.
You saved my life, Maria. I'll never forget it.
So, give me a kiss now.
Come now, let us go.
Goodbye, my beautiful Chicago.
Goodbye. Bronislaw led me down the stairs and out the back door to the alley where his car was parked. There was no sign of Golovin. A relief, to be sure, but still a surprise, since both of us half expected to see him. Maria's brother had done a first-class job arranging my escape. From Warsaw to Berlin was a cruise. Clear sailing all the way. It was a lovely summer night when we arrived in Berlin. We drove as near to the line dividing the sectors as we could. I got out. There was a handshake between us, and Bronislaw was gone. I started walking to the end of the street, the end of Soviet influence. 10 yards away, I rounded a corner and...
Good evening, Luttrell.
Golovin. The little man blocked my path so I couldn't get by. His hands were thrust deep in his pockets, a frightening smile on his face.
So now it is the end of the road for us, no, Luttrell? For a while, I thought this moment would never come to pass. But now it is all over.
As he spoke, he withdrew a small pistol from his pocket. He balanced it casually in his hand and continued talking. It was the end for me.
To think, Luttrell, that the whole adventure turned out exactly as I had planned. From the moment you left your cell till now, every move you made as I had planned. I showed you well the way, no?
So you're pleased with yourself, Golovin. Fine, but let's get this over with.
What? You do not understand, Luttrell. I allowed you to escape.
So you could shoot me at the end of the road. Quite the sadist, aren't you?
I allowed it so that I could make my own way here.
Well, don't play games, Golovin.
Games? No games. This entire thing was planned for my escape.
Your escape?
Mine. By following you, I could give the impression that I was only doing my duty by pursuing an escaped prisoner. A prisoner who, by chance, you understand, led me to here. You still do not believe me, do you?
I just don't follow, that's all.
Luttrell, in my country it is dead alive. Now it is even worse. Soon my colleagues would have seen the things I could no longer hide, and then would come the purge. My purge. I had to leave before that could happen. So now,
I find it kind of hard to swallow, I'll tell you that.
Here, take my gun. Take it. Now you believe? Come, my dear boy, we cannot stand here. Let us go across the road. You see, I need you to vouch for my story when I am questioned.
One thing, Golovin. What would you have done if you'd found that your colleagues were closing in on you?
I would have seized you immediately and taken you back to Lubyanka. You were never exactly what you would call safe, Mr. Luttrell. You were my insurance.
Yeah.
This is the American sector?
Mm-hmm. My territory now.
Oh, then we must seek the military police, and I give myself up.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess they would like to have a talk with you.
So now, my dear boy...
Wait a minute, Golovin.
Wait? What did you do this?
A lot of reasons. You figure them out. My knuckles hurt. They were bleeding. Golovin sat on the pavement looking stupid. I turned to go, and as I did, he took his hand from his mouth. His full lips hung slack, revealing his steel teeth bent grotesquely out of shape. I shuddered and went to find the military police. Under the direction of Anthony Ellis, Escape has brought you The Man with the Steel Teeth by John Boehner, starring Harry Bartell. Featured in the cast were Jack Crucian, Charlotte Lawrence, Steve Roberts, and Paul Dubov. Editorial supervision is by John Meston, and the special music for Escape is composed and conducted by Leith Stevens. Next week...
You are 400 feet below the surface of the South Pacific. The heavy taste of chlorine gas souring your mouth. While somewhere up above you, searching through the night for you, is an enemy destroyer, bent on sending the submarine and you to a murky death.
So listen next week when Escape brings you Richard Jan Lee's exciting story, Pressure. Tomorrow night on most of these same CBS radio stations, Lux Radio Theater presents Dennis Morgan and Virginia Mayo in the thrilling drama, This Woman is Dangerous. Also tomorrow evening, hear John Hodiak in Suspense's chilling production of The Mountain, a story well calculated to keep you in suspense. This is Roy Rowan speaking. And remember, you have a date with Arthur Godfrey's Talent Scouts every Monday evening on the CBS Radio Network.
Of the everyday grind? Ever dream of a life of romantic adventure? Want to get away from it all? We offer you Escape.
Escape, designed to free you from the four walls of today for a half hour of high adventure.
You are 400 feet below the surface of the South Pacific, the heavy taste of chlorine gas souring your mouth, while somewhere up above you, searching through the night for you, is an enemy destroyer bent on sending the submarine and you to a murky death.
Listen now as Escape brings you Richard Cand Lee's exciting story, Pressure.
November 6, 1944. USS Amberfish, SS-593, departed Pearl Harbor for her assigned patrol area, the East China Sea. She carried 82 men and 24 torpedoes. She was commanded by Lieutenant Commander Daniel Hall. Her record was 0. This was her 4th war patrol. On the 32nd day of patrol at 1700 hours, Amberfish surfaced off the southern coast of Japan.
Fog. Wouldn't you know it, Mac? If the sea doesn't run heavy, we get fog. What can you find in this?
What's the old man got planned for tonight, Lieutenant?
Routine. Night surface routine. You think the last night on patrol we did...
Hold it.
Hiya, boys.
Captain?
Evening, sir.
That's a lousy night. What speed we making, Frank?
About 5 knots, sir. 1 and 2 main engines on battery charge. Number 4 on propulsion.
Position?
About halfway through Asumi Strait. Course 045. Radar has the coast of Kyushu ranged at approximately 15 miles on the port beam, picking up the usual fishing boats. Aside from that?
Yeah. No. Nothing. 32 days and nothing. 4 patrols and nothing.
Sir, may I suggest something?
Yeah, sure, Mac. What?
Well, last night on patrol, sir, maybe we could go after one of those fishing boats, take some prisoners for intelligence and sink her by gunfire.
We got no orders for it.
I know that, sir, but...
It might do us all some good, Captain. End up the patrol, and it's better than nothing.
I'm sorry, boys. We got no orders. That's it.
Yes, sir, only we're all...
Only what?
Nothing, Captain. Nothing at all.
"32 days at sea, cramped living, and thoughts pass between men without being spoken. He knows what the torpedo, the executive officer, the whole crew think. Captain Hall, a book commander. Last night on patrol, and he still goes by the book. Gotta blame someone for an empty sea, for a tired ship, for bringing back a full load of torpedoes 4 times in a row. The captain stares at the fog and into his own thoughts. They need officers behind desks. That's where they'll put him after this patrol. A desk officer. Just a few more hours and he's headed for it.
Fog looks like it's thinning.
What? Oh, yeah. What's the time, Mac?
0100, sir.
Bridge. This is the conning tower. Radar contact.
This is Bridge. What's bearing?
033.
Captain?
Yeah.
It's just barely in range. It's funny looking. I don't think it's a fisherman this time.
This is Captain Radar. I'll be right there.
The scope's gone crazy. Can't be.
Keep the bridge, Frank.
Yes, sir.
Come on, Mac.
Yes, sir. This I gotta see.
Okay, Johnson, what have you got?
Yes, sir, Captain. Now, there it is, sir. See? It's a tip, then it goes. Nothing.
The scope's gone crazy.
Come left to course 033.
033, sir.
All stop.
All stop, sir.
All right, Mac, what do you hear on the bearing?
Nothing, sir. Not a thing.
Tip's gone. Nothing on the scope either.
Must be the radar, Captain. Must be with our luck.
Luck can change. Steady on course 033.
033.
All ahead full.
All ahead full, sir.
You never can tell. There have been false alarms before. The procedure is standard, by the book. Maybe one last chance to break the dull, leaden monotony that smothers the boat. In the forward battery, the crew's quarters, another rumor.
Hey, we picked up speed. Really moving.
Relax, Bergen. I think they got something on the radar again. Cards to the players. Come on, you guys. I got a wife to support.
5, 10, 15 minutes. All ahead full. The little flurry in the conning tower begins to settle. And then...
Captain?
There it is, sir. We've got it now, sir. We've got it.
Yeah. Man tracking stations.
Just one pip, but it's a big one. I don't believe it.
The men run. There's excitement. No feeling of obedient drill. Even the engines sound different. In the green eye of the radar, the spot grows stronger and holds. A chance, one last glimmering chance for the captain to show he's not a book, to keep his job. Out there in the night, there's something big and fast.
Three smaller ships now, Captain. One big ship and 3 escorts. Zigzagging.
Still a long way off. Bridge.
Yes, sir?
You see anything, Frank?
Not yet. Fog's gone, but it's black as pitch. Can we come up to him?
We'll come up to him. Just keep your eyes open. Maneuvering. Tell those motor Macs back there to give it everything. All ahead flank.
Maneuvering. Make off speed.
All ahead flank, sir.
What do you think we got, Captain?
We haven't got him yet.
One ship, 3 escorts. Must be worth something to the chaps.
The moon's coming out. We're getting the moon.
That's something on sound, sir. Heavy screws bearing 041.
Frank, got him on sound now. Can you see?
I think so, Captain. Wait a minute. Yeah, I can just about see him. Bearing 040.
That's him. Oh, what do we got, Frank? What is he?
Well, wait a minute. Well, hold it. Aircraft carrier coming right down the groove.
Battle stations, torpedo, make ready, all tubes, and stand by.
All tubes ready, sir. Standing by.
Another zig, Captain. It's coming right at us.
What's the range now?
8,000 yards, sir. Closing fast.
Light screws on sound. Destroyer 6,000 yards. He's echo range, sir.
Okay, Harris. Bridge, what about those escorts?
Moving around, Captain. Looks like they know their stuff. Take her down any time.
Keep your eye on them, Frank. We're going to stay up. On the firing bearing now.
You mean on the surface for the whole attack?
They're looking for something submerged. Just keep those side bearings coming. We'll stay up as long as we can.
Okay, Captain, it's your party. Barry? Mark.
041.
Range. Mark.
7500 yards.
Set. He's right on, Captain.
How much time?
None, sir. Firing point in 15 seconds. All set. Ready to shoot.
Another destroyer, sir. Light screws, high speed. Running this way.
Ah, the destroyer coming right at us.
Stand by forward. Bridge.
Destroyer.
I heard you. Shooting observation. Come on, give it to me.
Break off, Captain. Dive. He's turned on his lights.
Give me the carrier's bearing.
Bearing. Mark.
All right, Frank. Clear the bridge. Get out here.
049.
Set.
Fire. Dive.
Hold dive.
Left full rudder. All ahead emergency. Take her down to 200 feet.
All ahead emergency, sir.
Rig for depth charge. Rig for silent running.
Destroyer had us cold, Captain. 600 yards. Won't have any trouble finding us now.
Destroyer close aboard, 050.
Forget the destroyer. Sound, get on that carrier. Listen for those torpedoes to hit.
That's him. There he comes.
Mac, what's the time on the torpedo run?
70 seconds. Hit any second now.
Down 40 feet. Come on, get under.
75 seconds.
Should be a hit.
80.
He's trying to ram. Hang on. Missed us. He missed.
Harris, did you hear a hit? Did you hear anything?
No, sir. I don't know. The destroyer, I didn't hear anything.
Missed. Yeah, we missed.
Down 70 feet.
All right, Sound, get on that destroyer. We're playing target now.
Feet, Captain. Leveling off.
How far to the bottom?
Another 100. Not so hot.
Echo ranging, sir.
Hasn't got us yet. Just poking around.
He's slowing down. Turning toward us now. Screws speeding up. Shifting short scale. He's got a contact. Here he comes. Coming on range. He's on us. He's dropped his charges.
3, 4.
All right, boys.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Hang on.
9. 10.
All right, emergency light. Turn on that ladder. Hey, somebody help me with Harris.
Turn down the volume. Went right through my head. I can't hear.
Jensen, get Harris out of here. Get him to his bunk. Find the pharmacist mate.
Yes, sir.
Keep him quiet, Jensen.
Those charges were right on. Like he looked right down and saw us.
Yeah. Well, I guess we ran into an expert. Bergen, check all compartments, report all damage.
Yes, sir.
Mac, get somebody on sound.
I'll do it, sir.
We're in for it, huh, Captain?
Yeah. Just hope she stays together.
A beating. And for nothing. The captain tried. He had his chance. Check through the boat and pray none of the damage is beyond small, quiet repairs. Small and particularly quiet.
After bilges flooding, hull dished in but holding.
It's the captain's command because they thought he knew his job. They let him go to sea 4 times with $7 million and the lives of 82 men.
Number 1 and 2 air banks emptied. Diving planes damaged. Losing depth control.
He listens to the damage. Nothing fatal yet. But it isn't over. There's an expert up there. And he's got all the time in the world. And he's going to take it.
We will return to Escape in just a moment. But first, tomorrow night on Lux Radio Theater, Paul Douglas recreates his original screen role in an adaptation of the film play 14 Hours. Terry Moore co-stars. Also tomorrow night, Agnes Moorehead stars in Suspense's thrilling production of Charles Dickens' eerie tale, The Signal Man. Remember, on Lux Radio Theater, Paul Douglas in 14 Hours. On Suspense, Agnes Moorehead in The Signal Man. Both tomorrow night at the Star's address. And now, back to Escape.
The captain waits and listens in silence. All operations are done by hand now. No pumps, no motors. All necessary movement by silent hands. No air conditioning, no fans, and the temperature climbs to 125 degrees. The boat slants at an odd angle. A bucket brigade bails endlessly from a flooding bilge, empties it forward, hoping to level the boat. A working party tries to repair the damaged diving planes.
Okay. What's going on? Slack off. Rest. Oh, I'm aching back.
How's it coming, Mendoza?
I can't tell, sir. She's jammed good. Might be able to do something. Buster boy up there.
Well, do the best you can.
Sir, are you walking back to the conning tower?
Yeah. I'm on a goodwill tour.
Fine, sir, but would you mind taking your shoes off? Make a terrible noise.
Yeah, sure. I'm sorry.
Silence. Silence means life. Captain Hall walks the ship silently. The men smile weakly as he passes, but underneath he knows what they think. How much longer, Captain? How much more do we have to take? Captain is the brains. He knows. He should know.
Get out of this, ain't we? Yeah, Jensen, we'll get out of it. Just sit tight.
Captain Hull makes the goodwill tour. Then back to the conning tower to wait. In the silent heat and sweat. The ship sweats, too. Thick, heavy humidity condensing on every possible surface. Like the steel was porous. Like the sea squeezing in. He's seen the men. He led them into this surface attack on a carrier. Be fast, get in close, and make sure. But it didn't work. Now, work hard to breathe the same foul air they breathed 4, 6, 10 hours ago. He led them into this, and for nothing.
Turning this way. Here he comes again. Not anymore.
It must be leaky oil. That's what gives him the spot.
The bottom. 300 feet. Not so bad. Could have been 4. It's the oil. That's what he sees. That's all he needs.
We're not leaking oil.
He's got us perfect. He must see something.
That's enough. I said we're not leaking oil.
Captain.
What, Jensen?
Can we get off the bottom, sir?
Sure. They get the diving planes in shape. And when our friend clears the area, we'll get up.
Yeah. Yeah, sure, we'll get up.
Jensen, you want something to do? Take over the sound watch.
Yes, sir. Hot. It's getting awful hot.
How many depth charges do you think that Jap's got?
Too many, sir. Just too many. Light screws. They're fading. He's going way off.
Gonna get a good run at it. Maybe he thinks he scored a bullseye.
He's too good to make that kind of mistake.
Thanks. You're a big help.
Go on. Get your salt. It's too hard to argue.
Captain, maybe... Does he think he got us?
Jensen, can you still hear him?
Just barely, sir. Just barely. It's gone now, sir. I can't hear him.
Captain?
Yeah, he's smart. Lie out there and wait. See if we move. That's the way we got to look at it. There's one thing he doesn't know. We got to wait anyway. All right, settle down. You're all right.
I'm sick of this. Someone should open the window. It smells terrible in there.
Shut him up. Shut him up.
It's all right. I'm all right.
You better go to your bunk.
No, sir. I'm all right. I like it here. I wouldn't know what was going on in my bunk.
14 hours. 14 hours and the destroyer's still up there. Only he can't be heard now. But there's a sense, a feel to it, like an animal in the night that isn't seen. He's sunk subs before and knows how long a sub can hold out. The physical things, battery power, air, life is gauged on those. But the men, the captain tells himself that he can hold out as long as necessary, but the men can take just so much. Which is worse, a depth charge attack or waiting for the next one.
Captain.
Yeah, Mendoza.
Diving plane working party just about complete a repair.
Well, what about it?
Waiting for an answer, sir. Chief of the party requests permission for one smack with a 10-pound sledge.
No. What? Is he crazy? You can hear that through the water for 10 miles.
Chief says one good smack would free the plane, sir.
Sound. Hear anything?
Fish, sir. Just fish out there.
Captain, maybe he has gone.
If the plane's working, sir, we'd be our own boss again.
Frank?
You're the captain, sir. What's the difference?
Don't let him, Captain. He'll hear it. I know he'll hear it.
Sound, make a full sweep.
Nothing, sir. Nothing at all.
Okay, Mendoza, permission granted. One smack.
Thank you, sir. Diving plane party. Permission granted. One smack. Make it good. Acknowledge, sir. Stand by.
I can hear that all the way to Tokyo.
Echo ranging.
I told you!
Shut up!
I'm coming again! Now he's gonna kill us!
Shut him up! Drop him! Sit on him!
He's turning. Coming at us. He's dropping the way to starboard.
He didn't get the range. He's not sure.
He's turned away, sir. Going away at high speed.
He lost us, Captain. He lost us.
Mendoza, report from that damage party.
Reporting now, sir. Our planes work, sir. It's a jury rig, but they work.
Captain, you think we could try to get out of here?
Let's do it, Captain. We got the battery, but not much longer.
If we can get up there, sir, even if he's still there. We got torpedoes. It's better than being blown apart down here.
All right.
Battle station surface, make ready all tubes and stand by. Surface, surface, surface!
30 feet. Leveling off.
Up periscope. Stand by, looking around. The sun's just setting. Full sweep. Surface, stand by, all tubes ready on all 4 engines.
Hatch is clear.
All right, open her up. Let's get some air.
Smell. Smell that. Oh, boy.
Open the main induction. Start the blowers.
Can't see anything. We're clear.
Nothing to port. Wait a minute.
What?
Look at the sea, Captain. Out there.
Oil.
Oil as far as you can see. Debris.
Take a big ship to put out that much junk, Frank.
You see it, Captain? That's why that baby gave us such a working over. You know what it means?
Yeah, I see it.
That's why the escort broke off attack. Probably went back to pick up survivors. Well, what do you know?
Conning tower, pass the word. We got the carrier. Right full rudder. Set a course for home.
The course is due east. To the captain, the air smells fresh and sweet. Home with 82 men. 18 torpedoes left out of 24. But a captain who sinks a carrier doesn't have to worry about a desk job anymore. December 16, 1944. USS Amberfish, SS-593, completed her 4th war patrol. After experiencing severe depth charging from enemy forces, she surfaced and confirmed sinking of large aircraft carrier. Then set course for Pearl Harbor.
Under the direction of Anthony Ellis, Escape has brought you Pressure by Richard Chandlee, starring William Conrad as the captain, with Larry Thor as the narrator. Featured in the cast were Bob Sweeney, Hy Averback, Herb Ellis, Jerry Hausner, Frank Gerstle, Kurt Martell, and Eddie Firestone. Sound effects were by Gus Bays, Ralph Cummings, and Jack Sixsmith. The special music for Escape is composed and directed by Leith Stevens. Next week...
You are seated before the dials of your radio receiver, listening to a faint voice from the blackness beyond, while the one who speaks with words of friendship is debating the destruction of your world.
So listen next week when Escape brings you Michael Gray's exciting story, The Invasion. You want pleasure in the daytime? Here are 2 things to do about it. For one, join Arthur Godfrey Monday through Friday. For another, you're welcome to CBS Radio's House Party starring Art Linkletter. Yes, Arthur Godfrey Time and Art Linkletter's House Party every weekday on CBS Radio. This is Roy Rowan speaking. Remember, America's 45 million families listen most to the CBS Radio Network.